Hi, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Today we got a video, a maintenance video for Brett Sumner. He wanted to see what I do to stop the Deadbolt Folders pivots from how to stop the pivots from coming loose. And this is something I've experienced with every Deadbolt folder that I've owned so far, that I've used and carried. That the deadbolt pivots always come loose. And I've tried, just tightening up first, and then that didn't work. Then I tried blue Loctite. That lasted a little bit longer, but still didn't work. And then I went to red Loctite, and you gotta let it dry for a couple of days too. And then once you do that, then it seems to solve the problem. But that's the only thing that's the only negative thing I could say about the deadbolts is that the pivots do come loose. And I've experienced the same thing on the, on the Andrew Demko 8020S too. And that's the reason why this is a little bit red right now, because I just got done doing my 8020. But anyway, let's knock it out. Let's get busy. Let's try to make this a short video. I don't want to make it too long. The only thing that you have to do is that you have to disassemble it. I already disassembled it, so I can make the video go by a little bit faster. Everybody knows how to take apart something. But this is the part that's tapped out, that the pivot screw, this piece screws into. It has a flat tip head screw. That's your pivot screw, and it screws into the opposite liner. So all what we want to put red Loctite on is this one section right here where it's tapped out for the screw. And the way I do it is I take a pipe cleaner, and I just put some red Loctite on it. I see red Loctite on the side of here over here, so I'm just going to wipe it on to the pipe cleaner. And go ahead and apply it. I'm just sticking this through the hole where the pivot screw screws into. And that's all you have to do, and you just let it dry. I like to let it dry a little bit. And then after it dries a little bit, I'll take my finger, and you don't want to take a microfiber cloth. You want to just take your finger and lightly take off the excess. And then I always try to put the excess back into the screw hole, or to where it screws in. Just like so. Now you're ready to start reassembling. Now the reason why I got blue Loctite is I could take a little bit of blue Loctite and take the deadbolt and apply a little bit right here where the deadbolt screw, and then the button screw, or whatever you want to call it, screws into the deadbolt. Just like that. So that way you only get on that part. That's it. Now these will be easy to disassemble also, because you didn't put too much Loctite on anything. Okay, let's reassemble. Take my pivot pin screw. Now my bearings, I like to put a little bit of grease on them. And you see me use the other end of the pipe cleaner to clean that off too when I get ready to do a full assembly. And the smooth side of the bearing goes against the liner. Take the other one, put some lube on that one. Take the blade and put this one in the blade. Like so, with the smooth side out. Okay, next step. Now to do the final assembly, put this piece on. Now you got to take your spring. I like to put a little lube on this too. I like to lube everything that's metal pretty much. Put a little light coat on the area that the spring moves on. The little bit that I got left on my fingers. Now, you have to put the pin in the hole. Bring this back around. Lift this up, line it up with your holes, and just let it sit there like that. Then you take your cover or your scale, your aluminum scale. Put that on top of it. Get everything lined up. Now you start to put your screws back in your handle. Get all the grease off your fingers. That's what I'm trying to do. First one I'm going to put in is a T6. That's the one in the very front. See if we get the whole line up there. There we go. Now we put the ones in the back. These are T8s. Just put them in finger tight. I'm not putting them in torque down tight or anything like that. I just want it to be able to stay together so the spring stays inside. Now you wipe off any excess. Okay. Now we go ahead and screw in the pivot. Okay. You don't want any side to side. It feels pretty good right there. Make it a little bit tighter. It's freely moving. All right. I think that's good right there. Oh yes, centered up perfectly. Now it's ready for the final assembly. Test run. And it popped back because we don't have a deadbolt in it, remember? But it's working perfectly. Just the way we want it to work. So let's go ahead and put the deadbolt in it now. And whenever I put a deadbolt in, we already put blue Loctite on the part where the pin, the button's going to screw into. But I also like to put lithium grease. This is lithium base Militech 1 gun grease that I like to use. I've used it on all my knives and guns. And you want to put it on the deadbolt slide or the deadbolt itself. And don't be afraid to put some excess grease on there too. That's okay. Then you go ahead and pop it all together. Wipe up your fingers. Flip this bad boy over. I like to put a little bit of grease on my spring just to coat it a little bit. And I'm not globbing any grease on here, just coating it. I'm an old mechanic and I know everything that's metal that has to, you know, be a spring or anything like that. It always lasts longer if it's lubricated. And I plan on having this knife forever. So I want it to be properly lubricated. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. Right there. Now we go ahead and wipe off all the excess, any excess that might be on the knife. And we're done. That's it. It's all done. I hope this helps you, Brett. This is what I do. This is what I do to my knives that are deadbolts. Or, you know, any knife that I have that has, you know, just about, you know, 99% of my knives, because I fidget with them so much, I always have problems with the pivots coming loose. And lots of times I have to, you know, take this kind of step, or lots of times blue Loctite will work. But I think with this one, there's so much shock when it opens up. I think it shakes it and creates a lot of vibration. Absolutely beautiful knife though. This is a real heavy duty folder. Boom. Beautiful knife. Absolutely love it. This is my favorite deadbolt. I like the Flavio Kuma designs too, but this is my favorite. And I like the Austin McLaughlin Clever Girl, but this is my favorite. My first CRKT knife I ever owned was an M16. And it was a liner lock. This is what it's evolved into, the Deadbolt. I love it. I liked it when it was a liner lock. Absolutely love it. Let's take it for one test ride, and then I'm going to let it sit. Now I'm going to let it sit because I want the red Loctite to dry. So I'm not going to mess with it anymore. And that's it for that. I'm going to put this one out there for you. I was trying to get it out by 7 o'clock. It might be a little bit after 7, Brett, but it's going to be between 7 and 8 probably when you'll be able to see it. Today is January 31st, 2022. I told Brett I was going to get this out for him today by 7 o'clock. Just got off work a little bit ago. And I'm going to try to get this one out there. Hope you enjoy it, Brett. I hope it helps you out, buddy. Peace. Stiletto. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe.